All right, let us talk about the weather as we head into a July weekend. It is very warm and but also very beautiful. That's kind of what we're handling right now.
Yeah, and along with the humidity, usually there's a chance of storms. Is that an issue this evening?
It is not as much of an issue this evening as it will be over the next couple of evenings. Usually you're right. With the heat and humidity in place, we're watching the radar. High pressure's in control, though. It's kind of putting a lid on everything. So that's some good news. That's going to change for tomorrow, though. And tomorrow I do want you to be aware of some storms that may pop up because, look, it's Saturday, it's summer. A lot of folks are going to be out and about, and I want you to be aware of what's going to be firing during the afternoon. Now let's start with where we are. Temperatures currently into the 80s, and yes, even a couple of spots showing up at 90 degrees, partly cloudy skies, really across the board. This is going to be a relatively comfortable evening once we get the temperatures out of the 90s and into the 80s, but it's going to take us probably until 10 o'clock or so before that happens. So much is happening this evening, and even more is going to be happening once we look to tomorrow and into the weekend. Temperatures overnight will be down into the 70s, a very muggy overnight, and then tomorrow back up close to 90. Tomorrow, by the numbers, looks almost identical to today. The difference is that there's a severe threat for tomorrow. It's a marginal threat to maybe a slight risk of severe weather, but it's there. So scattered storms mainly during the afternoon and evening. Remember, I said we kind of have a lid on things today. We won't have that tomorrow. We won't have something to suppress the storms for tomorrow, so we do need to watch for that chance. I'm not thinking the severe threat is relatively high tomorrow, but it's Saturday. It's the summertime. There could be lightning with these storms, and if you're out and about, I want you to be aware of that. Here's the severe threat. Most of this is going to be into parts of Michigan, maybe up closer to the central Great Lakes, but it does extend down into parts of central Indiana, and the rest of Indiana is under a marginal risk for severe weather. So let me kind of walk you through some of the latest model data. Through the rest of this evening, things should remain relatively quiet, although again, I can't completely rule out a very isolated shower. Not expecting anything overall, though, even through early morning. But watch what happens once we get the heating of the day. For tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be back up close to 90, and the atmosphere will start to get a little bit better organized as the next system rolls through. That will mean that sometime afternoon, maybe around 2 to 3, the radar should start to become active and will continue firing off through the evening, even into the late evening as the atmosphere uses up all of that energy. Now, some of these storms could be on the strong to severe side. Not expecting any tornadic activity, but we couldn't rule it out. The threat is not zero, but it's very small. Gusty winds would be the biggest concern with these if we do have any problems with that. We may pick up another threat as we get into sometime Sunday afternoon, although this threat appears to be a little farther to the south. So heat index is also going to be the big concern in addition to those storms. Remember, the heat and humidity combined, we could be talking about heat index values that are close to 100 by the afternoon. Not sure how my satellite and radar image got in there, but let's go ahead and jump ahead to the 7-day forecast. There it is. You see the temperatures holding right around 90 degrees, although it's slightly cooler as we look to Sunday, but keeping the heat and humidity in place. Now, as far as traffic is concerned, even though there's no rain out there, the traffic board is still relatively active. We do have a lot of the kind of oranges and red that show up on some of the traffic grids here. Just let you know that we are watching the traffic pick up. 69 northbound, there's a little bit of a slowdown near Brooks School Road. We saw that a little bit earlier. Farther to the south, we had an issue earlier here. 65 northbound approaching 465. Couple of incidents here on 465 on the southwest side of town as well. Let's go to some of the traffic cameras. We'll show you this. This is 465 on the east side near Washington. This was backed up just a bit ago when I looked at this maybe 2 or 3 minutes ago, but those, I believe, are northbound lanes are moving much better on the right side of your screen. Also, take a look, 465 on the north side of town. This is near Ditch Road. The volume is there, but the traffic is moving, and that's what we like to see. Guys?